it's so easy to withdraw, no? I realized that it's so easy to withdraw and to take the easy way out, to be a hermit and to just be quiet. Especially for people like me. I'm a natural introvert, and the comfort zone is to withdraw and to just be quiet. But God has His ways, when He plants a mission in your heart, when He gives you a gift, and there are times you don't want to use it. He gives you time. He gives you time to just chill and rest, but He gives you He resuscitates you through all kinds of signs and reminders. And yesterday, if Sister Criselda Chia is watching, the local superior of the Sisters of Charity of St. Charles Borromeo, if you're watching this, please know that you played such an instrumental role in resuscitating me this week. She's been so kind, sending me messages, inspirational messages through my phone, my cell phone every day. And the message she sent me yesterday was particularly striking. And it said, if you have been blessed, tell the story of God's generosity. If you have been tried, tell the story of God's faithfulness and mercy. Whatever is the story of your life, let it not begin and end with you. It's a good reminder, if this is the gift that God has given me. I don't know, again, who and how many people watch this and if it has any relevance to you. But I'm reminded that it's not in the number of people, but even if it just reaches one person or just a few, but creates a ripple effect, then it is a story that is meant to be shared and not to be kept to myself. So that was yesterday. And so I kept it to heart. And then this morning, she messaged me again. And she said, the message was something like, age is merely the number of years that this world has been enjoying you. Live a full life, fulfill your mission. I think it's enough reminder or nudging from the Lord for me to make this FB Live post for a dear friend we recently lost. For the friends of Giancarlo Puyo, and to the family of Gian, it is with deep sadness. No? For those who knew him, it is with deep sadness that we lost him. He succumbed to cancer last May 4, Saturday. It's difficult to talk about. Death is never easy to talk about. Some of us, we've lost loved ones who were kumbaga elderly, may edad na, no? They lived a full life in terms of years. But when you talk about the death of somebody so young, just 39, and my batchmate, college batchmate at that, it's really, you can't explain how life works, how God works. And yet, these two messages of Sister Criselda, I think is a sign from Gian. Sorry, getting emotional. Sign from Gian that it needs to be said. It needs to be shared. Life needs to be shared. Okay. 2 seconds. Excuse me. Need to keep myself together. Okay. So age is merely the number of years that this world has been enjoying you. We all enjoy this friendship. 39 years of life. Such a short time if you compare it to the average age a human being lives. And yet, my goodness, talagang siniksik niya, guys, no? He did not take for granted any opportunity that was flung at him to live a full and meaningful life. He always, said yes to taking the position of leadership, whether it was in college, in his different organizations, in law school, his membership in the Rotary Club, his membership in CLC, Christian Life Community, whatever responsibility was offered to him, he said yes. And it reminds me of Mama Mary's fiat. He was very close to the Blessed Mother, and all of us friends were saying it's amazing how he was able to squeeze all these activities, plus being a practicing lawyer, plus being a father and a husband. All of that in such a tight package, in such a short span of time. And yet, it's not in the quantity, but it's really in the quality of life that he lived. And it all throughout his years of being Gian, being Gian the friend, Gian the leader, Gian the humanitarian, he always had this smile on his face. When most of us perhaps would, easily complain or give up or sigh in dismay, he would crack a joke. He would, one of his favorite expressions was steady lang. When you ask him, kamusta ka na? Steady lang. Uh, for most of us, if we are going through distress or stress, we would rant, right? We would rant and say, ang init, ang traffic, I'm so tired, life sucks. But in this case, he was always, steady lang. It made me think, no? Parang death does not come at old age. It can come anytime. And it makes me, and I also invite you to reflect on the lives that we have been currently living. My friend set the bar so high. He lived a full life, but at the same time, he also died the most graceful and courageous death. When he found out late last year that he was diagnosed with lung cancer, it was already in the terminal stage 4, and unfortunately the cancer already metastasized to his bones. I would never know, we would never know how painful it must have felt for him. And towards the last few days of his time here on earth, he had to go through all kinds of procedures, from blood transfusion to radiation. I can just imagine how much pain, physical pain, he had to go through. And yet his family members constantly would say that to the end, when he was asked, do you want to stop? Do you want to stop or do you want to keep fighting? His answer would always be, laban. It's good for us to, to pick up from that example. What kind of life have we been living? And what kind of death are we preparing for? Right? Not to be morbid, but we will all end up there. And the only difference is you and I will all both die, but the difference is how we lived this one life. And I guess Gian is telling all of us that we have time. We still have time. And he lived a short life, but it was truly a well-lived one. No? Age is merely a number. It's the number of years that the world got to enjoy his presence and his leadership and his love. When I was driving home from the wake, I said, grabe, no? You set the bar so high for all of us. No? It makes all of us aspire to be better. To be better and to not take for granted the time we have here with our loved ones, with our talents, with our gifts, with our resources. If he could do it so gracefully and beautifully with the limited time he had here on earth and finished it, completed that test here on earth with so much grace and gratefulness in his heart, we are also invited to do the same. Life is truly short, but the saying, you only live your life once, maybe best to say we only die once, but we have many days to live. In the end, no matter how much you achieve, what matters is the number of lives you've touched and the number of ways or the ways through which you were a reflection of God in the world.